everybody. Yes, it's uh, last few videos I've done, as I explained in at least one of them, they're a little bit rough because I'm still getting my equipment to run as it should do, and the sound hasn't been that good. But I'm trying my best and get it all done. Now, it's really good to be back making these videos because there's so much going on, and it's really so much of it is winding me up as well so badly. Now the old git is old; he's 72 years old. He shouldn't be worried about any of this stuff. But it's not for me. I always think about kids and grandkids and great grandkids and them kind of things, and you think to yourself, how is life going to be for them in the future? So today's subject is how kids are being manipulated or dealt with in today's society as opposed to um, how it was when I was a kid. And I know you'll probably, some of you say, oh, well, it's all. No, it's not. Kids are kids, adults are adults, and virtues and things should all be the same. So, first of all, let's just have a quick look at where we're going to go. Now, what we're talking about is a quiet demographic transformation is underway across the Western Europe. And one most clearly reflected in the census forecasts, or it's not reflected in the census or the forecasts of political rhetoric, but in the classrooms. And this is where the changes are being seen for what they are. In England, white British children, and I'm reading this because I've got a script today, white British children are now a minority in a quarter of all schools. Now, and also it's not just in England. I mean, it's all over Europe. Germany, for example, and Sweden. It's the same thing. It's sparking a profound, if still muted, debate about cultural continuation or continuity or integration and long-term consequences of what mass migration is doing to Western Europe. Now, if I show you this, you see the headline there, white British pupils in schools to become a minority. The figures from the UK Department of Education reveal that over 5,400 schools, of England, and 20, which is, no, let's see where we go for this. Sorry about this, I've got the wrong, you see, it's all done in one little file swoop, and you'll get the gist of it as we go along. Anyway, education reveals that in 5,400 of England's 21,500 schools, primary and secondary schools, white British children no longer form the majority. In some cases, the shift is stark. 450 schools report that white pupils equate to under 2%, and 72 British schools have no white pupils or white English pupils in them. Now, take it a little bit further. If we go sort of to the schools, more urban schools, taking London, now the minority white kids are at the forefront of the demographic rebalancing, except in Bromley. Okay, in one school in the capital, London, the capital of the UK, and this is equated to a lot of other big cities, only 12 out of 2,779 kids were identified as white British. Now, this thing's going on all throughout Europe and also in all major cities. So I've just quoted London because that's the capital of England. And just to show you that I'm not picking on any demographic, which I am actually, but we'll take Peckham, which is an area of London, and let's see what people say are the largest ethnic groups in Peckham, just to show you that it's not. Because in different parts of London, different people or different ethnic communities have grown up. and some are from West India, some are from Nigeria, Bangladesh, Pakistan, all over these countries. They have their own little, I call them caliphates now, in London. But we'll take Peckham, and we'll say to Peckham, well, the guy goes out on the street and asking the biggest ethnic group in Peckham.
What is the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
I can't, a lot of Nigerians though.
Nigerians, Ghanaians.
A lot of Jamaicans as well.
What's the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
So now I think Nigerian, right?
What's the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
Yorubas.
Yorubas. What, Nigerians?
Yeah. After Yorubas, you see the Indians.
What is the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
I would say Nigerians.
Nigerians?
Yeah. And the second, Jamaican
Jamaican?
and Afghan.
What do you think the biggest ethnic group in Peckham is?
Pre-Jamaican.
What do you think is the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
Ooh, maybe like Nigeria, Colombia, Peru, Ecuador.
What do you think is the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
Probably Nigerian.
What would you assume is the biggest ethnic group in the area?
I would say definitely Jamaicans.
What's the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
Maybe I'll answer this one. I say Africans,
What Africans?
Ghanaians.
What is the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
Nigerian, I guess, or Ghanaian.
What is the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Sierra Leone.
What's the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
Sorry?
Biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
What's happening? I don't know.
That country of people. That country people.
Afghanistan people.
What is the biggest ethnic group in Peckham?
Oh God. No, I'm gonna get in trouble.
No, you won't get in trouble. I promise.
Probably Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Yeah, yeah, I reckon so. Safe. Nice
Take
one.
care. Have a
Cheers,
lovely
bruv.
day. Can I ask you one question? Let's
Oh,
go
I've
then.
seen your TikTok too
Okay.
many times, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, we're back. So as you can see there, Peckham has a large Afro-Caribbean, Nigerian, Ghanaian community. And one thing that was strange there, when he asked the white guy that was pushing the pushchair, I think it was a pushchair he was pushing, he said, oh, no, I can't say that, I'll get in trouble. I mean, this is the fear that a lot of white people have now, that they say the wrong thing. And of course, the guy, the presenter, said, no, we just want to know what you think. And he said, and that was it. So the biggest ethnic group in Peckham, as you can see, mostly Afro-Caribbean. If you go over to East London, where you go to a place like, for example, Green Street or these type of area, you'll find that the Pakistani or Bangladeshi groups are the biggest. If you go up to Wembley or Southall, you'll find that there are lots of Indian people who've got their sort of communities up that end, but they're all over the place, and that's just the demographic of a big city. And but they seem to stay in their little areas. Although the most of the Islamic people stick together and stay there and don't move out, a lot of the Indian and Sikhs and these people come out and they join in society and they intermarry and blah. There you go. Bob's your uncle and Sally's your auntie. Well, this is very, very important. Why is this affecting the children, you might say? Now, this shift is not only in urban places. I mean, it's all over the countries in Western Europe, apart from just big cities. And Professor Matt Goodwin, he's a political scientist, has projected that by 2063, people with two white British parents will form less than half of the UK population. By the end of the century, he warns, the figure could fall to 22.7%, rising significantly. Significantly? Yes, I can still say big words, even though I'm going senile. Questions about identity and cohesion and the country with a deep-rooted history and tradition. Now, that's what we have, or we had. Now, the reason I've gone through that little bit first with you is because you see things are changing. Now, majority of the people that come to the UK generally want to just get a better life and get on with it, like a lot of the Muslims did that came in the 60s, the early 60s, 70s. They come and they got followed by the radicals, which put the fear of Allah into them and to us as well. That's what they're doing. And this is making it very difficult for all of us. Anyway, what I don't like is the things that are going on now with our kids. And I said today was about our kids. Now, staying with matters of the UK and European kids, which we are talking about, I'm sure you've seen reports about the Islamists who are running UK prisons with the threats to inmates which is convert or get hurt. Now, you might wonder why I mentioned this question or this, what's going on now in UK prisons. And I'll come back to the question later because it comes up again. Now, first of all, I'd like you to watch this.
The safety and cultural identity of British children has become a growing concern for many in the UK, sparking heated debates about immigration, religion, and national values. A significant number of British citizens are raising alarms about what they perceive as the indoctrination of children into Islam in schools, with little to no emphasis on Christianity.
Now, that was a very short clip, which just shows you young primary school kids learning how to do Muslim prayers in a school. Why are they doing that and very little is being done about Christianity? I don't know. This is the question that they're asking there. And should they really be doing that? Those are the children, they're probably infants' children. But then, now we see that clip, primary school kids, do they really need to know at that age how to do Muslim prayers? Do they know how to do Hindu prayers or how to pray, how the Sikhs pray or how the Buddhists pray? I don't see that anywhere. I don't see videos about that. I only see these videos that sort of anti-Christian in a way. They're showing children learning how to pray the Islamic way. And I don't believe, me personally, I think it's very wrong. And I don't believe any religion should be taught in school. But the UK is a Christian country, and I think it's right to teach Christianity. If any should be taught at all, any religion should be taught at all, it should be Christianity. As to teach Islam in Islamic countries, they surely would not like their children being taught from the Bible. Well, let's move on, because there's the first little bit of indoctrination. Well, first, let's look at this. Well, there you go. As you can see, I blurred the kids because we don't want everybody to have kids. But the point is that these kids are being indoctrinated towards Islam. You've seen them in infant schools. I don't know how prolific it is, and maybe some people can give me some feedback. You see all my social media contacts there in front of you. Use them. Get in touch with me. Give me your views. But these kids are indoctrinated. And now it seems that all the Muslim people are taking indoctrination a step further. And what they're doing is, we go back to this question about now older Muslim kids indoctrinating their peers. And is it because of fear of them, or is it because convert or get hurt? Is it the same thing they're using? We need to see this. I mean, again, this is what's going on in schools in the UK. I think it's highly, highly contentious, and I think it's wrong. And I think really, stop should be put to. But we've got a left-wing government, and they love everybody except the British. So I've found out and know it's impossible to get rid of them at the moment. Anyway, I don't want to digress. So we've moved now. We've seen infants, we've seen the juniors, and now what are the senior kids doing?
I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his servant and final messenger.
Nara Takbir!
Well, there you go. Sorry, I was miles away there. But Peer pressure, is it? Is it that Islam has become so attractive to the younger generation, or is it because they've been forced? Consider that the majority, a lot of kids and the highest birth rates are for people and children from that faith, from Islam. Also, that, I mean, you know that the most registered name throughout the UK is Mohammed, and they're having more kids. So, for me, it seems like this indoctrination is taking place, yes, in stages. Let's show them how we pray, make it fun, take them to the mosque. Let's pray in the mosque together, and this is how it works, and Islam's beautiful. Yeah? And then they get to the senior schools, and is it peer pressure, or is it something more, or is it just an attractive religion? I don't know. For me, no. For me, I find it's a very backward 14th century religion, which I don't follow any. But I certainly wouldn't follow that one. That's my choice, and hopefully I'll always have the choice to do that. So we've seen how the kids get indoctrinated into this religion, and how it's forced down your throat, and how we know from many other places that these people seem to get more airtime, more people speaking about them, and they demand more than any of the other religions that are out there. But anyway, we could do a whole program on that. I'm not going to do that today. So, where do we go from here? Well, I'd like to hear from a British kid, a white kid, and how he feels about what's going on in British schools. And so let's listen to what.
In schools, they're pressuring us to learn about Islam and learn about the people that are coming over. I don't want to learn about that. I want to learn about my culture, my beliefs, and I'm proud to be English.
Have they taught you about the Bill of Rights?
No.
Did you learn about the Battle of Agincourt?
No. In school, they were teaching us about Islam, about Prophet Muhammad, and all their ideologies. They barely covered Christianity at all.
Well, there you go. That's what he thinks. Now, sorry about the sound. There's a lot of background noise in there, but I'm sure you could hear it quite well. And what's the kid looks about, what, 14, 15? He's obviously in that group that's probably could be persuaded to join religion. And what he's saying is this school doesn't teach him anything much about his own history, doesn't teach anything very much about any other religion. The emphasis seems to always to be on Islam. Is there a bigger picture? What's going on? You tell me. I don't know. But I can see this, I'm sure as you can. Now, I do have one final clip to show you, which is when people are out of school. But before that, I say, I have a challenge for all the good Muslims, the good Muslim parents out there. Now, if your child's school said that they would take your child to a church to teach them in the interest of diversity, would let them go to a church? Would you let your children go? If you're a Muslim, would you let them go to a church and let them see how prayers take place in a church? Would you say, yeah, that's okay, in the interest of diversity, as the English parents have to do? Would you be okay with that? Sure you would, wouldn't you? We'll see. You can get in touch with me and say, no, I wouldn't, or yes, I would. You've got all my socials there right in front, and you can see how to get in touch with me. Tell me, would you let your kids go to church and see how Christians pray? Number one. And a challenge now also, not just parents of the good Muslims, I challenge any school in the UK to offer this to parents of the Muslim kids. Offer them to go and take their kids to see and show them how prayers are done. And see if the children's parents will agree. But make it an option. Make it say, yes, you can. But we would like you to, for your children to take part. Offer it. Again, if you're a teacher, or in charge of a school or headmaster, get in touch with me. Tell me, would you promote this in your school? Or would you not? Now, I would really like to get some feedback, because I think I hope I'm wrong, to be honest. I hope that Muslim parents would get in touch with me and say, yes, of course they can go and have a look at what they do. But first and foremost, they follow their own religion. That's fine. Like Christian kids, first and foremost, they follow their own religion. And I think it's a good argument to stop preaching and specializing in preaching a particular religion. I even think about the Christian religion. Okay? But if there is any religion to be taught, it should be Christian, because it's a Christian country. And of course, Muslim kids could opt out, couldn't they? Of course they can. Or Hindus, or Sikhs, because they have their religion. Or any other religion. Zoroastrian, if you want. Okay, so I have one more video to show you. I'll show you the video first, because this is now something that I'm seeing a lot of. First of all, watch the video.
White people, if you're white and you're listening to this, listen very closely. Lately, I've been seeing many of you complaining about Islam and the immigration and stuff like that. And I'm going to separate the white people in two categories. The Americans, Canadians, and Australians do not count, because they are white people that live in a country that's not theirs. You guys have invaded those lands from the rightful owners. So when you guys get back to Europe, then we can talk. But for the European white people complaining about immigration and Islam, first of all, I want to tell you that Islam is going to take over every single square inch of the globe. And you guys might think that it's going to be us, dark-skinned people, that are going to take over. No, it's going to be your own people. As you can see how fast Islam is growing, in the next 10 to 15 years, every white person is going to have a Muslim member in his family. Nowadays, you see white Europeans with blue eyes and blonde hair reverting back to the truth, because they have finally seen the truth. And the thing is, there's nothing you guys can do to stop it. You guys can hate Islam as much as you want, and I want to thank the Western media for spreading Islam. A lot of weak-minded Muslims think that the media is picking on us and bullying us, but really and truly the Western media is working with us. They have succeeded in spreading Islam, but intentionally. A lot of people did not know about Islam, but nowadays we are the most talked about religion on the media, and thanks to the Western media for spreading the truth. And so I want to say there's nothing you guys can do to stop Islam, nothing. And also, just to add it, the weak Muslims are the ones just to add it, sorry about the noise, just to add, it's the weak Muslims that always talk about Islam being a religion of peace. Islam is not. It's not a religion of peace. It does not mean peace. It means to submit to Allah, and it is a religion of justice. Put that in your head. It's the weak so-called Muslims, the cowards of this ummah, that claim that Muslims are religion of peace. I want to clarify that as well. Islam is a religion of justice. We can be peaceful, but when it comes to it, we know how to defend our land, our religion, and our honor.
Now, I get cross messages from this guy. First of all, he's saying that Islam, I hear everybody say, Islam is the religion of peace. It's a religion of peace. And you get characters like this saying, no, it's not. No, it's not. And that really frightens me when people say, no, it's not. It seems to me, and there's a lot of these, look, there's many messages all over social media, and many who even propose greater threats than the ones this character talks about. I find them posts highly offensive, and they're not taken down. What if a Christian or a Jew or a Sikh or a Hindu or any other religion were to be making these kind of posts, would they be left up on social media? I don't think so. If I was to be threatening people that we're going to take them over, we're going to do this, we're going to do, I'm sure they'd be taken down. And maybe I get a knock on the door saying, you can't say that. Maybe probably a lot of things I do say I shouldn't say. I don't know. I don't care. I say what I like. I still believe in freedom of speech, and hopefully we'll have freedom of speech forevermore. But it does still not compensate for this steady taking over of Western culture. It's happening, and we all know it's happening. But I don't know what it's about the Brits. I know a lot of Europeans are getting very fed up too. But I don't know why. In days of old, when men were bold, like during the First and Second World War, men volunteered, knowing that they could never come back, to protect our civil liberties, to protect our freedom of speech, our way of life. We don't have anything like that anymore. There's no honor in anything. Everybody's self. And I think we're spiraling downwards to the actual annihilation of Western society because we're too weak to protect it. Will it bother me? Well, say, how long have I got left? I'm 72. But what about your grandkids and your great-grandkids and your kids? Because it's that close now. It could be in your own lifetime. So, think on, people. Now, I do apologise for hearing any background noise because I have the air conditioning on. I know that over here right now, what's the time? The time is 14 minutes past 6, sorry. And it's the 3rd of August. My screen went completely funny. 3rd of August and 2025, of course. Will we be here on the 3rd of August next year? Who knows? I don't know why my picture's got all funny, but it has. Anyway, I think I've said enough. And hopefully you'll spread the word. But something definitely has to give. And I think right now, it's the indigenous population of the UK and Europe who are giving. And the people who are coming into the country, whether illegal or legal, are taking advantage and laughing in your face. With that happy thought, until the next time, have a great time, and I'll see you soon with another one of my spectacular produced, not videos. I do my best. Take care, everybody.